Yo, I'm up here on the roof playing a little basketball. I just started a video a second ago, but I was all wordy with my words, so I'm gonna try again. I'm kind of new to this. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about the mind and physical connection for sports and physical activity. After you're all warmed up, I've found that, I wish I realized this sooner, that it's so important to practice as if it's the real thing. And I know that sounds really mundane and obvious and rudimentary and cliche and like of course you're supposed to practice like you play, but like really, even though there's no one up here, I need to be dribbling and making moves and shooting at game speed as if there are 3 people in my face trying to block my shot. I shouldn't be surprised when I go play a pickup game or a real game, or actually go into that interview, or actually go make that phone call or talk to someone or make that decision. I shouldn't be surprised by what I'm about to face when I have all these practice facilities and ways to prepare myself for the future moment. So while I'm up here, how I prepare for my future moment is to be the best I can in this moment, so then I'm not surprised, and I can make it even harder than the moment's going to actually be. I can pretend that there's 50 people on this court trying to block my shot. Now, there is a fine balance, I will say. You can't be so hard on yourself that you give up, but there is a way to kind of get past your comfort zone and get into this uncomfortable challenge where the practice becomes harder than the game. So after I bust my butt up here and I take game-like speeds at 100%, maybe even 105% to push myself a little beyond my limit for today, when I get to the game, it's like, wow, everyone else is operating at 50%. It's not that I'm any better, it's just I practice harder than they do, which in result, I end up being the best I can be, which just also helps build my confidence. A thing that I've struggled with in my life is feeling like I wasn't ready for the opportunity. Although I was partially ready, I feel like I've been 70% ready for all the opportunities in my life, but I've very rarely been 100% ready. I can think of a few times. One basketball team I was on, our coach made the practices harder than the games. That was the best feeling ever, because every time I got to the games, I knew it was going to be easy. I was more in shape than everyone else. I was more in a better positive mindset than everyone else. I was just so ready to play the game that it was over in a second, and I was like, wow, that was so easy. And the practices, that was because the practices were so much harder. And I grew to love the challenge of the practices because I had no fear when it came to the game. When there was 500,000 people watching, I was like, psh. When I was in the practice though the other day, it was 50 times harder. This is nothing, this is fun. Something that Simon Sinek talks about is that he noticed there are a lot of interviews occurring during the Olympics, specifically soccer, and the people conducting the interviews would always ask the players, oh my gosh, were you nervous? How did you go up there and there's millions of people watching? Were you nervous to take that shot? And Simon says that, no, I wasn't nervous. The players would say, no, I wasn't nervous at all. I was actually really excited. And what's really funny is that biologically, when we get sweaty and clammy hands before a big opportunity, there's no difference between that and excitement. They're the same biological effects. When you get excited, you may start sweating and feel nervous, or when you're nervous, you kind of in a way feel excited. So being able to twist it on its head and learn how to be more excited than feel nervous is a powerful tool that Simon Sinek talks about, which I would definitely recommend checking out his stuff if you haven't before. By no means am I any guru, because I feel like I'm really just spewing off information right now, and although I have been watching tons of stuff and I'm eager to share that with you, one thing I have disliked being a viewer, so if whoever's watching this, I've always been like, dang, like, who does that person think he is to give me advice? I hope that's not the vibe you're getting, because I know what that feels like when someone feels standoffish and they're like, oh, I know the answers. Like, what you have to do is practice like you play. Like, no, that's not what I'm saying. But I am saying that these are things that have helped me. And for my life and my life story and experiences, I've been testing these things in myself because I'm obsessed with figuring out how to make my mind work the best and get the most out of my day. And there are a lot of things that have not worked, and this is one that, while I'm up here on this basketball court, has worked. Just taking that extra little oomph of energy to push yourself in practice. Although you want to be kind of laid back and kick it back and be cool and listen to your music and kind of go through the motions, which I think a lot of people do, myself included, it's super, super important, I'm finding, to really triple down for the preparation moments and why not make it harder than the actual opportunity? So when you get the opportunity, you're ready to go, and it is easy. You're like, look at all these people, they're short-winded, but I've been preparing myself. There's this guy, Les Brown, that's a motivational speaker that I also really like. I haven't listened to him a bunch, but anywho, he says it's much better to be prepared for an opportunity than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. So although I don't have a game to go play in right now, it's better that I'm preparing for it as if it's a real game, because when the game does come, I'll be ready for it. I don't know when it'll be. It could be in a week, could be in 3 days, could be tomorrow, but I'll be ready for it. In the flip side of that is, if I were to just kind of mosey my way around up here and just kind of dribble like this and take my time, and then when the game comes, I'm like, oh shit, like all these people, I'm gonna get freaking, crossed up and embarrassed because I didn't take that disciplined moment of practicing. Just really focus in for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever it is. If you're trying to journal or meditate, just focus in for 5-10 minutes and prepare yourself for that next moment and really invest in the moment here now. That's kind of an Eckhart Tolle thing as well. I listened to some Eckhart Tolle this morning, which was dank. Just to be here now and invest in this moment right here. Although I could be thinking about what I'm going to be doing in 4 hours, when I get there, I'll address that moment when I'm in that moment. But for this moment, I need to be focusing on delivering this message to whoever's watching. And after I'm done, focus on basketball, focus on my workout, and then I'm on to the next thing. Eckhart Tolle compared that by saying there's a practical time world, like a practical way to look at time, and there's a psychological way to look at time. Practical time would be, I'll meet you tomorrow at 4 o'clock at Starbucks. That's helpful because you can agree on a time. It helps organization and keep things in line. But psychological time is a thing that we all, or at least a lot of people, haven't spent much time on, and that's really just moving your time frame from not the future, not the past, but right in the present, of maximizing what you have going on right in front of you. And it's pretty amazing what can happen when that happens. Life gets more beautiful, at least in my opinion, because you notice things. You're not preoccupied thinking about something else. You're focused in on the moment here in front of you. It's just a little bit more calming, I think. So that all could just be BS. I'm super skeptical, but that is, right now, I believe in that. And I'll be curious what you guys think about any of this random rant I just shared with you. If anything stood out to you, let me know, and I look forward to spitting off some more ideas with you in the short future. Alright, thanks. Peace.